Hi everyone. So not a long video today, but I just wanted to keep my promise that I was going to walk you through how to test, if you will, if your child has a retained TLR reflex. So that's the tonic labyrinthine reflex. And, just keeping in mind that first of all, these screenings or tests are not hard and fast. So you do want to go and look at the previous video or my blog post where I outline the symptoms, because sometimes these kids are clever, so they can sometimes override the reflex. But I wanted to walk you through that. And just in case you did miss my video earlier this week, keep in mind that this is the reflex that makes kids appear lazy, just unmotivated, because when it is present, when that infant reflex, I kind of nicknamed it the baby brain, is causing problems, it affects the posture, it affects the musculature and so forth in the neck and the shoulders and the back or upper back. And these kids will often look slumpy, right? They will want to put their hands, like their head on their hands on their desk. And so this reflex can often be mistaken for a kid that's just plain lazy. And so I just want to kind of reiterate that. So to tell if your child has a retained TLR reflex, one simple way you might get a good idea is all that you're going to do is you're going to have your child stand in front of you, standing straight, feet together, hands at their sides, and you're going to gently and slowly move their head up. Okay, so you're going to take their head, you're going to move it up. You're going to hold it for 5 to 7 seconds. So you're moving it up. They're looking at the ceiling. Sorry, eyes are closed. So you're going to have them stand, hands at their side, eyes closed. You're going to have them then move their head up or move their head up for them. Then you're going to move their head down, looking at the floor, hold for 5 to 7 seconds. And you're going to do that a few times. And what you're going to be looking for is, do they lose balance? Do they sway? Do their knees lock? Does their muscles become kind of tense, like they are almost trying to, control? And so that's where I say some of these kids can override their reflex. And one thing I always tell parents in my program that's online, I have videos of how to test the reflexes. And I always tell parents, don't let your child watch the video, because then they'll know what you're looking for and they'll override it. Even if they truly are on board, they will even possibly unconsciously override it. So if you're going to do this with them, don't tell them what you're looking for. The less information they know, the better. So again, you're just going to take their head, gently move it up and they have their eyes closed, right? They're standing, hold for 5 to 7 seconds, move their head down, hold for 5 to 7 seconds, look for changes even in breath. As well as if they become, and ask them, does this make you feel dizzy or nauseous? Which is more of an extreme situation, but oftentimes if the TLR is retained, these kids will kind of become kind of unbalanced. And so what I do is I might hold them and then move their head up and down, with a 5 to second stop between each movement. And then I will back off, and then I will ask them to do it. I will say, okay, hands at your side, standing straight, close your eyes, move your head up, look up towards the ceiling, and hold for 5 to 7 seconds, look down. And that can help to indicate if the TLR is retained. So again, it's not a hard and fast rule. I want to reiterate that because sometimes we have kids, they have every single marker for a retained reflex, and for whatever reason, this is a known thing in this field, that for whatever reason, they are able to override it. And if we just work on integrating it regardless, then what will happen is they, we might skip over doing that exercise. So even if your child looks like they can do the TLR fine, if they have every single marker, I would consider that means they have a retained TLR reflex. So keep in mind, I have a lot of people asking me, how do we integrate this? I'm going to be in the future talking about different ways to integrate these reflexes, but you have to keep in mind that you need to be able to screen, and then one builds upon the other. So it's not a matter of, the STNR or the TLR is retained, so I'm going to work on that. That's what's causing his learning and reading issues. You want to do the other aspects to work on the vestibular system, which I talked about before. Core exercises are a great way to do that. And always, always, always towards the end, as we do in my program, we want to work on brain hemispheric integration, because so often these kids have one side of the brain that's overdeveloped and one side of the brain that's underdeveloped. Again, I'll be talking about that in future posts and videos, but that, just to give you a little preamble, is the reason why we have these kids who are twice exceptional, where they're exceptionally gifted in one area, and then they have another area where they could be even a severe learning disability. That's because one side of the brain is way overdeveloped. They do not lose their gifts when we balance the brain hemispheres. That side is developed. It's not going to change anything. I have parents asking me that all the time. Are they going to lose their gifts? No, they absolutely are not. So I would love for you to try this exercise, or this test, I should say, and let me know what you found out. Does your child have a retained TLR? Do they show the signs? Do they lose their balance, knees lock, get dizzy, sway, hold their breath, change in muscle tone? So thanks for watching. Let me know how it goes in the comments in the Facebook group, Building Better Brains. And do check out or grab my free starter kit with some exercises to get you started. I will post that in the comments below. And if you're interested in my program, The Full Potential Formula, book a clarity call. You can do that by hopping onto my website. Thanks for watching.